To explain the topic mentioned, we are going to use an example of grocery store where we can add data to a table, show that data on a text area and some values of a column in a table, and finally print it. This is how it's gonna look. So let's start working. We have to create a Java application and then a new frame. After creating frame, we are supposed to design it. Setting layout to absolute layout. Renaming the text fields and comma box for our convenience. Now I'm going to add a table and I'm going to remove all the predefined, pre-added rows because rows are supposed to be dependent on data. And we only need 3 columns, so I'm removing one and giving titles to them respectively. Adding text area where our data will be displayed. We need 3 buttons, one for inserting data into table, other for showing data on a text area, and last one to print data. Let's start working on add button first. Here I am assigning table model to a variable model. And to add rows according to data in table, we are going to get selected items to a string. Let me check the next variable, I guess. Alright. As we use text field for price, it is already a string. So let's import the library for table. Let's see whether it is working fine or not. Alright, data is inserted. Now let's start working on show button. Here, area is variable name for our JText area, and I'm using set text to show data on text area. I'm using for loop as we don't know the limit of rows, and to row add one by one. Now getting values from table. Here I is representing row and 0 is representing first column. And same goes with our other two elements, which were quantity and item. Here 1 is representing second column and 2 is representing third column. Here I am using getText to get previous lines too. If we don't use this, only the last row will be printed. You can use these lines instead of this too. I have written this for our convenience to make things simpler, but it's up to you how you use it. Now we have to sum column to get the total price. Again I'm using for loop. integer.parseInt will get integer values from table, and same goes with j and 2, as I explained in I loop, that j is representing the row and 2 is representing third column. Now let's print it. Let's see whether it is working fine or not. Adding data and showing data. Alright, it is working fine. Now let's work on print button. Apart from all the topics, we are also going to use exceptional handling here. We are using exceptional handling here to catch any printer exception if occurs. We are using logger library here. Loggers are responsible for capturing events and passing them to appropriate handlers. We have to use our application name here. It's showing error because I have not imported Java library for logger. Let's see whether our program is working or not. Adding data, price, showing data, and printing. Alright, it's working fine. That was all. Thank you so much.